music. Now, this is one heck of a topic. Picking the right music track to go with the footage can be one hell of a job. And I know it's something that I have got better at and faster at, but you can spend literally hours, and you've got to be really careful. You can sort of go round in circles. So you're looking for something that will complement the footage but not overtake the footage. And also with this particular video, there's going to be a voiceover, so it's important that you can get the right balance so that you can hear what's being said, but the music still adding that probably a bit of serenity almost to this particular video track. I use Pixabay, Pixabay.com. It's all completely free for me to use, although the creator of the music actually does get some payment via YouTube if I use it on YouTube, for instance. So it seems to be a good all-round solution. There's a good selection of things that you can pick off from there, and it can, especially if you're working in a corporate, it can cost you literally thousands for music. So Pixabay is what I use. So how do I go about this? Well, I've been doing a little bit of research already on this one, and I've come up with this track, but I'm going to show you how I can make a mistake with it, right? So I put in a guitar beat, and it's just tinkling away in the background there. So I play it, right, and then on a different screen, I've actually got two screens going. I normally edit over two screens, but to record this I've just got to do it on one. So I just play the music and roll the footage. And it kind of seems to work quite well. It's not imposing at all, but I don't like that pling, that really high-pitched guitar that kicks in. And that's one of the things I would say about music. Let me just stop this. Go back into the music site here. I'll just make this full screen for a second. It's a good idea. You don't have to listen to all of it, but just have a look here in particular. You can click on it, and you can see where things sort of change a bit. And I just don't like that. I think the beginning of it is kind of like nice and melodic. But it just doesn't, this bit here where it does this, I just don't like it. It doesn't seem to fit with the rest of it. So that one is a no-no. So then you just have to go on the hunt for more music. And I've got lots of music stored. Everything, you obviously have to download these. So I've got lots of music stored. So I can also go through the music that I've got stored. But I actually do like listening to music and seeing what fits. So I'm just going to do a bit more research. I'm just going to pause the recording while I do the research, so you don't have to watch what I'm doing with all of this. Let's see if I can find something a bit better. I just found a really good example of how you can pick the wrong music. So listen to this, Sea Breeze. So, well, I'll just tell you how I started searching for this. Well, I'm thinking, this footage is by a river. It's got a fair bit of boat activity going on and things like that. So I actually just put shore breeze into the search, and I came across this. And it seems to work quite well, right? But look at this little peak here, and listen to what happens just about now. Now, to my ears, that goes from a really nice plucking guitar sound to a synthesizer, which sounds pretty average. Now the deal is, if I hadn't picked up on that before now, if I downloaded it, put it into my timeline, and was starting to use it in the video itself, and especially if it was to the beat of the music, then you get to this bit halfway through it and you go, oh my word, that just doesn't work, and you've wasted all that time. So that's probably a good example of how you can get the wrong music if you don't just spend a little bit of time actually almost looking for it and clicking where it's got big changes happening in this sound wave. This one might work. Yeah, a little different. It's a bit happier. It's not quite as solemn. Have a listen to it a bit more. And then let's just listen to how it ends. Yeah, nice little reverb on the end there, quite like the ending. The other thing to bear in mind is it's only 1:52, and our video is quite a bit longer than that, I think, so we'll have to do a bit of joining and editing on the music track. But I'm going to download that one and pop it into the timeline and see what it sounds like. Now, again, I've got everything organised here, so I'll go onto my working external drive, Mike Haynes, shared music, and I've got Pixabay free music, and I'm just going to call this one AAA so that I can pick up on it in a second or two. And whilst I'm here, I'm just going to copy and paste this path. So I'll copy it there, and then over into DaVinci, and I'll go back into my music folder, and I'll say import media wherever it is, and then I can paste that track, sorry, that path, and I've got AAA. Oh, what? You know what? I think it was Summer Memories. Let's have a look. Shore Breeze, Summer Memories. Yeah, there you go. So I can bring that one into music in DaVinci, into my music bin, and then where's it gone? There it is. And then I can drag it down onto my Audio 2 track, bring it right to the beginning. I'm making the best job of this. Let's just zoom in or out or whatever it is I need to do. Peering over my webcam, and then let's see where this goes now. I'm not hearing that. Why is that? Got the volume dimmed, that's why. Now, I just need to make sure before I make the final decision about that it will edit okay, that, you know, I can join it up somehow and I can make it work. Let's see how we do that. So I'll just take 2 seconds to explain what it is that I'm trying to achieve here then. So you can see the music isn't quite as long as the actual video footage, and I want to extend that. Now, in the older versions of DaVinci, you used to have to do that manually, and it was a case of finding out where the music was very similar and joining it together and extending it and all sorts of things. And then once you'd done that, if you found that you needed some footage at the beginning or at the end, you had to repeat the whole process. So I'm just in the habit of trying to get my footage as perfect as possible, or the length of it as perfect as possible, so that I don't have to repeat the editing the music track too many times. And I think there's something that could just go in at the beginning here. I haven't had a quick look through the whole lot. There's something that just could be going in at the beginning, and I managed to pick those tracks up, and I have put them in at the beginning there. Now, having done that, then I now know that I can drag the music to the beginning, right to the beginning, because see here I've got this little establishment shot. Actually, the music's not playing because it's on mute. Let me just do that again. Whoa, a bit loud. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the ending. It might need a little bit more at the end. So I am then going to get this new feature in DaVinci to do all of that work for me on the music track to actually extend it in such a way that it all joins up nice and neatly. Let's see if we can get that working. So I'm on the music track itself, I'm in the inspector, and I've gone over here and I'm looking for AI Music Editor. Now it doesn't seem to matter, like with the pitch, if I switch that on and off, it lights up all the options. With this one, it doesn't really seem to matter what I do with this button. Nothing seems to take any difference here. So I can, I'm just assuming that that's going to be an early bug. I'm going to pop on this thing here called Live Trim, and once I've done that, I'm going to drag this out a little bit further, because I do suspect I'm going to put something on the end there that I can just use to sort of fade the actual thing out over. And then what this is going to do, it's going to look at that music track for me, and it's going to add bits in to extend it to the end of the footage. It might take a little bit of time to do that, so I'm just going to pause recording while it gets on with that. Okay, so we're back. It's done what it's supposed to do. It hasn't quite extended beyond the footage, which is a little bit concerning, but let's listen to the job that it's actually done, because you can see here where it's got these ziggy zags on the audio 2 line. That's where it's actually done the work to bring things together. Let's just have a listen to it. Actually, the footage is a bit choppy, so I'm just going to disable this particular this video track by pressing the where are we? Let's have a go. Where are we? There we go. Disable track. So I'm just going to not play the footage. I'm just going to play the music and listen to it. Right. That is just. That really is something else, how it's done that so seamlessly. Listen again to the second bit. You wouldn't even have thought that there was a join there, right? And then the end. Yeah, not perfect, but I can tell you, for me to do that manually would have been a good 20 minutes work, and then it wouldn't have sounded anywhere as good as what DaVinci has done with that particular music track. It's going to be a great feature that is going to save me a lot of time, and at the same time increase the quality of the videos that I produce. Fantastic feature.